Mga katropa, samahan kami sa loob ng isang oras sa pagtalakay sa asenso, tagumpay, hinagpis, tuwa. Ilan lamang sa pagsasarawan ng mga kapatid nating overseas Filipino workers. Dito lamang sa palatuntunang Buhay OFW ngayon. Siyensya, teknolohiya at iba pa. Tumutok at matuto dito lamang sa inyong himpilan ng Katropa Radio, DWDD. Buhay OFW ngayon. Siyensya, teknolohiya at iba pa.
Bayan ko na handa, ako ngayon'y nag-iisa, nais kong magbalik sa iyo, bayan ko. Patawarin mo ako kung ako'y nagkamali sa
Federation. Unang-una, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. It is an honor for me to be here to join the forum. Dami pong problemang hinaharap natin dito sa bayan natin. At the same time, we are fortunate that in spite of all the problems we are facing, nandito pa tayong lahat, and we can still talk about the different concerns where hopefully we will come up with good solutions, and praying that God will bless our country and use our executive department, the president, together with all the other executives to lead us towards revival or towards overcoming the challenges we face today. Alam niyo po, ang media po ay laging nasa harap, nasa front line, kumbaga sabihin. Kayo po ang nagbabalita, nagdadala ng balita sa bayan, masama man o maganda. So right now, unfortunately, we face some challenges because of the war in the Ukraine. The inflation is going up, exchange rate is down. Ang dami na nakasulat dito. Meron pang trade challenges, may transportation challenges, but we have good news. Yesterday, there was an inauguration on the subway, the first ever subway in the Philippines. That's a positive news, and that's a step in the right direction as far as transportation is concerned. And there are other challenges, specifically on energy. Napakalaki ang problema natin sa energy. Sabi po ni Wilson, the other day we were in Malacanang, yun din ang pinag-usapan namin ni BPM, yung energy. Dahil po ang energy ay, pag walang energy, walang papasok ang investment kasi wala tayong kuryente. Eh kung may kuryente, napakamahal naman ang kuryente. I'm sure you are experiencing yung rise in energy prices. Pati yung electricity natin tumataas. Eh, nahihirapan na tayo sa current rates. We're already existing rates is considered as one of the highest in Asia. Tataasan pa nila. So the government has, together with the private sector, has to do something. Pinag-usapan namin in the Malacanang is PPP, private-public partnership or participation. Ang gobyerno kailangan tulungin ng mga private sector, and the private sector should help the government in pushing for some reforms and some solutions to face the challenge or ang problema sa energy. Alam niyo po yung energy natin dito sa Luzon, okay pa tayo. Meron silang ginawa sa DOE, which is to challenge peak times na lahat ng mga malalaking industry to use their transformer, MD transformer, yung generator. Pasensya na kayo, medyo senior citizen, nawawala yung mga terminology sa pag-iisip namin. Generator is, most companies, they have their own generators dahil takot sila sa brownout. Ang daming brownout dati. Pag nag-brownout, laking lugi ng kumpanya. So they all have big generators. So why don't we ask the big companies to especially yung mga malalaking gumagamit ng mga electricity, pag peak time, I don't know what is the peak time. I think it's morning. In the evening, medyo bababa di ba? In the peak time, gamitin nyo yung generator. May oil naman tayo, bayaran mo na lang yung mataas-taas na presyo ng diesel. Pero at least yung energy natin, masusustain natin for everyone. Lahat makikinabang dahil po yung mga malalaking kumpanya ay tumutulong. Yan ang isang solution, which I find is very, very good solution. Pero yan ay not the solution to our energy. Kailangan maglabas tayo ng bagong energy producing. Ang sabi ni BBM, dapat unahin natin yung oil, yung gas. Dahil may gas na tayo, pero paubos na yung dun sa Palawan. Malampaya ba ang tawag yan? Paubos na yan So, kailangan maghanap tayo ng bagong source of gas. Hopefully, in cooperation with China. Yan, that's pinag-usapan ka na rin kanina kay Kabayan. Anong pangalan ng Kabayan? Ha? Vic. Oh. So, Kabayan ba ang tawag niyan? Tama? So, magandang paraan is to work with everyone to solve our energy problem. Walang kaaway dito. Kailangan lahat kaibigan natin, lalo na yung mga kapitbahay natin. Kaibigan natin lahat yan. Magtulungan tayo sa panahon ng paghihirap. Dahil po yung energy, yung gas will not come down very soon dahil sa away between Russia and Ukraine. Ito yung paghihirapan natin lahat. I don't see any solution as of now. Parehong mali, parehong tama. Ang Russia, sabi nila, kayo ang mali. Sabi ng Amerika, kayo ang dahilan. Ay, naku, silang dalawa, parehong may kasalanan. So, how do we settle this? So, let's help ourselves. Hanap tayo ng, alam mo yung negosyante, gano'n ang negosyante. Hanap tayo ng solusyon na kaya natin. Hayaan mo sila mag-away. What should we do to take care of our own concerns? Ay, alam mo yung coal at saka yung petroleum, pollution yan. Pag, once you burn coal and you burn oil, there is pollution. Masama yan para sa, nandiyan na si Presidente. It's bad for the environment. So these are things I hope you will consider and you will hopefully we started exchanging some idea, Mr. President. Fiscal policy, bahala na kayo dyan.
Okay lang, we just started lang, Dr. Lee.
Peace and order. Alam naman natin ang peace and order. Tahimik naman ang bayan If there is any peace and order,
You're in the middle, Dr. Lee.
In the middle. In the middle. In the middle.
In the middle, si Dr. Lee.
Yung pogo, yung kidnapping among pogo, hindi kidnapping yun. Ang tawag niyan is human trafficking. Nag-aagawan sila ng mga Chinese galing sa China dahil po yung pogo ay all in Mandarin, in Chinese. Diba? Yung mga local na Chinese, hindi marunong mag-Mandarin, lalo na sa computer. So, ang sinong hinahanap nila? Yung mga taga-China. Yun ang nangyayari sa kanila. Okay? So, hindi major problem na right now. So, don't worry about that. I'm not worried about peace and order. I'm more worried about the oil price increase. I'm more worried about the energy crisis. And more so, we should help each other during this time of crisis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pedro. Parang we just nagkwentuhan lang kami. We have not yet formally started. Now, the two speakers are here. Yes. Good morning. We now start with our two guest speakers. Welcome to Pandesal Forum here at Kamuning Bakery Cafe. I'd like to introduce briefly the two speakers, then we'll ask Dr. Henry Limbolyon. Nagsalita si Vice President Cecilio Pedro for his informal opening statement. Now is Dr. Henry Lim. I'd like to introduce him. Dr. Henry Limbolyon is an industrialist. He is more well known before for paper, notebooks with Sterling Group. He is now more known as hybrid rice seedling technology pioneer in the Philippines. He is here as president of the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Inc., FFCCCII. By the way, he is also chief convener of the Filipino-Chinese Community Calamity Fund, which is a group of many different organizations which help the Philippines, our country, during the global pandemic by donating a lot of food and other medical supplies nationwide. During the pandemic, including during all calamities like typhoons, floods, let us welcome. He also, before the pandemic, was given a special award by former President Duterte, the Lakandula Award, specifically for helping Philippine agriculture, Filipino rice farmers. Let us welcome for his opening statement, Dr. Henry Lim Bondyong.
Hello. I'd like to apologize first for my delay in coming here this morning, but I'm sure Vice President Cecilia Petro has been briefed with you on some of the advocacies of the Federation. Of course, Dr. Cecilia Petro, Vice President of the Federation, Mr. Wilson B. Flores, Panisal Forum host and also Chairman of the Federation Public Information and Media Committee, friends in media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A pleasant morning to all of you. Last Friday, September 30, I and our Federation's officers had a very productive meeting with President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Our discussion focused on initiatives to fast-track Philippine economy recovery amid the COVID-19 pandemic. We welcome and support the call of the President to take a whole-of-nation approach to accelerate the country's economic recovery. Indeed, the government cannot do it alone. All of us, the business sector, the NGOs, the media, every Filipino makes a contribution to the economy and our efforts to achieve a pre-pandemic economic growth. We in business can invigorate the economy by investing more and creating more jobs to boost productivity. We are optimistic about our macroeconomic strength. Our GDP grew 5.7% in 2021 and 7.8% in the first half of this year. We at the Federation are hopeful that we can attain a Philippine economic growth of between 6.5 to 7.5% this year, which is 2022. In fact, early this year, this fearless forecast that I did for the Federation is 6.5% to 7.5% growth this year. Right now, the forecast of the Philippines economy should grow by 6.5% in 2022, which is within my forecast. We're confident in our government's economic team, led by outstanding technocrat leaders such as Finance Secretary Benjamin Jokno, Bangko Central Governor Felipe Medalla, NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan, and others, so that we believe that we are right in track to continue our economic recovery. During our meeting with Ferdinand Marcos, we also presented an overview of our Federation advocacies, as well as some concerns of the business community. The first is on trade and industry. The manufacturing and agricultural sectors have been promising in recent years. We call on the government to embark on projects and modernization of systems to better support the growth of these industries. particularly in agriculture, to encourage investment in agriculture and support our poor farmers. With the rising cost of prices that spread around the world, we need to have a strong agriculture sector to ensure the food self-sufficiency of our country. Our federation is likewise actively pursuing initiatives that will further strengthen confidence in doing business in the Philippines by both local and foreign investors. Second is really on transportation. We need a comprehensive transportation infrastructure development to spur tourism, encourage investment in all regions, ease traffic congestions in Metro Manila and major cities, and ensure faster delivery of goods. So, we hope for the continuity of transport infrastructure projects such as the rapid rail transit network, construction of new roads, airports, and seaports, and refurbishing of existing terminals and facilities. In keeping with the momentum, we welcome the Build Better More BBM infrastructure program of President Marcos' administration. We also call the government to address the barriers to business such as unreasonable shipping fees, port congestions, and of course charges imposed by international and domestic shipping lines. Third is really on energy. The high electricity cost is a continuing challenge to businesses and to all of us. Our country's electricity rates are the highest in Southeast Asia, and this turns off prospective investors. So we support the development of a viable energy sector that will provide stable, lower-cost energy to our people. We are surprised that in certain part of the Philippines, like in Pagod, they have this wind energy, but sad to say that the cost of electricity there is very high, even at 20 pesos per kilowatt hour, which is beyond the range of an ordinary businessman who would like to invest in manufacturing there. So we really have to have a lower energy cost. The fourth is really on fiscal policies. To have a more sustainable revenue growth, there's a need to continue improving the tax system to help businesses in our country compete better with our ASEAN neighbors. This will bring forth an ease in doing business and attract more investors. I still remember when Samsung would like to transfer the facilities from other countries like China and Korea to the Philippines. They were asking for a longer income tax holiday. I think our BUHAY only gave them 5 years income tax holiday. But when the Vietnamese gave them 25 years income tax holiday, they went to Vietnam. Hindi lang yan. Papunta sila sa Vietnam, kasama mga satellite also companies also are supplying Samsung. Dahil sila, pumunta sila sa Vietnam. Furthermore, we are alarmed by the prevailing smuggling of goods into the country, resulting in billions of loss in annual revenues. Our Federation supports government effort to strengthen the campaign against smuggling. The fifth is really on employment. It is the Federation main advocacy to promote industrial peace and develop our human resources to enhance productivity and competitiveness. Our organization is one of the government in the promotion and protection of the rights of employees as mandated by the Constitution and labor laws. We share in the belief that regular employment is crucial to a business viability. However, contractualization as a form of employment is also an inevitable reality in certain industries like construction and tourism, that they rely heavily on seasonal employment. So long as it operates within the bounds of our legal system, the rights of the workers can still be protected and safeguarded. The sixth will be on peace and order. Our Federation is strong supporters of peace and order efforts in the country. We are pursuing various peace and order initiatives in partnership with the PNP and law enforcement agencies to fight criminality. FFCCCII has also been a member of the community pillar of the National Police Commission for many years now. The Federation had just attended a Senate hearing the other day, of course, with Western Flores representing the Federation. And we are not really against pogos per se, but we are against illegal pogos. And the illegal things that pogos is doing to the government. And the peace and order is one of the most important programs for the government. We hope to see great improvement in fighting criminality so that investors and businessmen will stay and continue to do business in the country. Of course, recently we coordinated with DWDD Secretary Benher Abalos and PNP Chief Police General Rodolfo Azurin Jr. to discuss the alleged rise in kidnapping cases involving pogos. They assure us that the government is steadfast in addressing the matter. The seventh is on the promotion of the Philippine-China relations, friendship, trade, and investment. The Philippines and China established diplomatic relations on June 9, 1975 with the signing of a joint communique by President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. and Chinese Premier Zhao Enlai. China is our ancient trade partner and it has been the Philippines' valuable partner for investments, imports, exports, and development. We hope that our country's good trade relationship and our collaboration and partnerships with China will continue and further improve under President Bongbong Marcos' administration. Moreover, our Federation has expressed support to legislative bills in the Senate and also of the House of Representatives on a special non-working holidays for Chinese New Year. When this passes a law, we are always hoping and looking forward that the President will issue a presidential proclamation to declare the Chinese New Year as a holiday which part of the President from President Era Estrada to the President. The eighth is really education. Since 1961, the Operation Valley Schools has been a flagship program of our Federation. This involves the donation of 2 classroom school buildings to public schools across the country. More than 6,000 units of this building have been built, and a total of more than 12,000 classrooms have been constructed from the donations of the Federation officers and benevolent donors of the Filipino-Chinese community. Every day there are more than 1 million public school children studying in school built by the Federation. And this is our continued program to provide convenient learning facilities to our public school students, and we will continue this every year. The 9th will be on pandemic relief efforts. The FFCCCCII Operation Bakula. From 2020 to 2021, our Federation, our Foundation, and also the Filipino-Chinese Association spearhead the Filipino-Chinese Community Calamity Fund that raised over 300 million pesos for pandemic relief efforts. We have distributed medical supplies, relief packs, PPE, and many other things, including RT-PCR testing equipment. We have our medical frontliners, hospitals, and barangays in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Our Federation also supported the government's COVID-19 vaccination program through our FFCCCII Operation Bakuna projects, which acquired 500,000 doses of Sinovac through our FFCCII Operation Bakuna. And under a tripartite agreement with the government and vaccine supply, we roll out the vaccination of economic fund guidelines in Filipinos and province nationwide. We are pleased to be the Philippines' first private sector vaccine rollout program, and the project does not cost the government a single cent. And we would like also to inform everybody that we are proud that during the early days of COVID-19, and when we cannot buy any vaccines from any countries, the Federation, through its pipeline with the Chinese government, was able to help the Philippine government in facilitating the arrival of 20 million Sinovac vaccine donations from China. And number 10 will be the calamity relief efforts. Since 1954, our federation and members chambers are among the first to extend relief assistance in times of natural calamities and disaster. Most recently, for Typhoon Carding, our federation, led by the Filipino-Chinese Community Relief Efforts for the typhoon victims, immediately we've distributed more than 5,500 relief packs containing 5 kilos of rice and many sardines, noodles, and bottled waters to Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, Aurora, and another some 3,000 pieces of GI sheets from Ayero that will be distributed also in Tarlac. Of course, the Federation is composed of 170 different business organizations and web chapters all over the Philippines. We have 12 regional directors, and that's why we move very fast. Whenever there is a typhoon or calamities in any of the regions, the Federation immediately will open its door and provide relief kits for all our poor Filipinos. We are very much appreciate President Marcos' openness in addressing the concerns raised and support to the further development of Filipino enterprises. We had a fruitful sharing of ideas with the President, and we reaffirm our support to the government effort to fast-track our economic recovery. And we are happy that during our meeting with the President, we had close to 2 hours meeting, and I was told that that was one of the most fruitful meeting with the President by Federation, and the President even put it in his Instagram and also social media regarding this one. He was very happy on the, of course, courtesy calls of the Federation. So we'd like to encourage, of course, everybody here to unite and let's help the President, let's help the government, and let's all work hard for a better Philippines. Again, salamat sa inyong lahat at mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. William Bonyon, President of FFCCCII, for that opening statement detailing the topics discussed between the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chambers of Commerce leaders and President Bongbong Marcos last Friday. Can you tell us what are your impressions? People are asking some of the media, we have many media here, some via Zoom, some via Facebook Live. Some of them had asked, what are your impressions of President Bongbong Marcos in your 2 hours meeting at Malacanang Palace 8 Dining Room? What were your impressions?
Of course, our first impression of President DWDD is that he's a good listener. He will listen. Hindi kagaya ng iba, siya nagsasalita ng salita. You know, part they really listen, so that's very good. If you are a good listener, then we can really make sure that yung mga natin papabot kay Presidente, and I was told by some of our ating mga lumang officers ng Federation na dati-dati ibang presidente pagpunta sa Malacanang puro mga 10 to 15 minutes na, photo lang, alis na. But this is not the case with it's really a sit-down two-way conversation.
How long was your two-way conversation, dialogue? How long was it?
Oh, it's almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours. Started what time? Up to what time?
We started about 3:30 kasi actually 3 o'clock pero may on-taking siya. So 3:30 to 5:30.
Ayun, microphone. Thank you very much. What about Mr. Cecil? Mag-coffee muna kayo. Dr. Lim. What about Dr. Cecilio Pedro, VP of FFCCCII? What were your personal impressions now of President Bongbong Marcos during your 2-hour dialogue, which is very unique. Many media people are asking me. They are texting and sending messages to us, both of you. Dr. Cecilio Beto.
Thank you, Wilson. My impression is that the President is serious about helping the business sector to invest and continue their business in the Philippines. Sabi nga niya, he wants more expansion, more investment from the business sector. Kailangan mauna yung mga local investors o local businessmen. The confidence of the local businessmen will enhance investment from foreign companies. Pag ang local businessmen, ang mga negosyante local, walang tiwala sa economy natin, lalo na yung mga foreigners kasi magtatanong yan sa local businessmen. So, he wants the local businessman to show first the interest since the pandemic is about to end. No? Halos wala na yung pandemic. We're moving into another new normal. And new normal entails investment from the business sector. The other thing I see is he's also on top of the energy problem. No? Sabi niya yung energy is one of his top priority, which is generating electricity. Hopefully in the next few months or they will come out with a plan to help the country overcome this shortage of electricity. The third thing we discuss is about ease of doing business. Ang mga negosyante, pag pumunta rito, kailangan yung mga red tapes sa government, kailangan tanggalin. Diba? Ang daming red tapes eh. Just to get into business, you need so many licenses. And we are competing no longer locally, we're competing internationally. Pag pumunta kayo sa Vietnam, sa China, sa Thailand, sa Indonesia, they have a one-stop shop. Isa lang ang kausap nyo. Lahat ng lisensya aayusin nila. Diba? Nakausap ko yung minister sa Indonesia. Well, you talk to me, I'll take care of all of your licenses. You don't have to go around. Eh dito, we have to go to the BIR, we go to the Department of Trade, kung ano-ano pa eh. Pati yung barangay, kailangan pang permit. We have to go to the mayor, we have to go to fire department. Ang dami, ano? Before you finish everything, siguro mga 1 taon bago matatapos lahat. Especially for mga big ticket, yung mga malalaking project. Ang hirap, ano? Kaya laking investment nila eh. Kailangan sigurado may tumutulong sa kanila. So that's ease of business, ease of doing business, which I raised to the President. And he agrees. Sabi niya, he will look into it. And hopefully, we can come out with something to help generate investment. And in China, yung lote, walang bayad. The land is owned by the government. The government will give you the big property. Or you put up the building and then you invest. Bahala na kayo. Pero you're subsidized in effect. Dito, babayaran na natin yung lote. We have to buy the property. On top of the property, may taxes pa tayo. Yearly, we have to pay taxes. And how can we compete with Vietnam and China where they don't have to pay that? Our energy is much higher, 2 times, 3 times higher than China and Vietnam. How can we compete? Pag-usapan natin, how do we compete? And let's focus yung sinong kalaban natin. Kung kalaban natin China, pag-aralan natin kung saan ang strength nila. Dapat mas malakas tayo sa kanila. Then we move towards that direction. Hindi yung basta-basta lang tayong tatapon ng pera. Wala namang mayayari sa atin eh. Stay focused. Na Ilocos, ang daming-daming wind power. And yet their power, they have excess wind power. But they cannot access those wind power. Kailangan dumaan para sa national. Eh pagdating sa kanila, mas mahal pa yung binabayaran nila electricity in Ilocos than in Manila. So who will go to invest in Ilocos? Simple lang naman yan, ano? Hindi man kailangan, hindi man rocket science yun. Pag-isipan natin kung saan area where we can do well, then we can invite investors to come in and invest. Yun ang sinasabi namin. Kami, negosyante, practical kami. Pag nakita namin may advantage, papasok at papasok ang mga negosyante. Dahil may pera dyan eh. O, kikita ka eh. Eh pag nakita nila walang advantage, parang papasok. Pupunta na lang ako sa Vietnam. Pupunta na lang ako sa China. O pupunta na ako. Ang pinag-usapan natin, pinaglalabanan natin ngayon is Bangladesh. Biro mo, Bangladesh. Mas mura kasi ang salary nila kaysa sa atin. So, ang hirap, ano, we used to be the #1 in Southeast Asia. We're now at the bottom. in terms of investment, di ba? Kung mas malaki pa yung Indonesia investment kaysa sa atin, bakit? Ina-address nila yung mga concern nila. Tayo, we should also do likewise, the same thing, so that we can compete and make this country a better place to live in. Ang ganda, Pilipinas. Ang tao natin, napakagaling. We have more than 10 million workers working outside. Bakit? Magaling ang Pinoy. We have all the talents. Hinahanap ng mga foreigners, dito. Paano naman tayo rito? Wala tayong mga industry to put these people in properly employed. Kaya nawawala sila. So, what should we do? Sit down, PPP, Private-Public Partnership. Mag-isip tayo, anong maganda rito? Anong negosyo pwedeng pasukin natin? Magtulong-tulong tayo. Government, private sector, in partnership so we can compete globally. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cecilia Pedro. There's a question here happy birthday. Birthday niya ngayon. Miss Ina Torno of SNNI. Kahit na birthday, nagtatrabaho, masipag. Ay, sorry, siya pala. Siya mamaya na yung birthday sa Qatar.
Okay, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Na-chismis ni Clarissa.
Sir, I just want to make a follow-up regarding your meeting with the President.
Please state your full name ulit
Okay,
for Dr.
I'm
Lee.
Rich Sumita of Net 25.
Yes.
Naididali nyo na po dito sa yung mga suggestions ninyo on the part of the business community. Isa sa binabanggit din ni Dr. Pedro and Dr. Lee is yung how to doing business in the Philippines. Nabanggit nila sa Vietnam o kaya sa China, the land is owned by the government, ibibigay lang sa'yo. Have you discussed with the President regarding one of the major problem ng foreign investor dito is the land conversion process in the Philippines. It is very difficult to convert agricultural land to residential or industrial land. Have you discussed this with the President?
Ang sinabi mo talagang ito po. Kahit na ako, kasi also operate one of the biggest industrial subdivisions in Bulacan. And all the Bulacan's mayor are inviting me to go to the municipalities to provide industrial subdivision. Like for example, there's one municipal mayor invited me. In fact, siya pa mahintay at mga lupa, napunta sa akin. But unfortunately, during the election, he lost the election. Iba naman nakaupo ng Iba mayor na nakaupo dyan, ngayon, sa conversion, medyo nahihirapan namin kami kasi iba ng mayor yan. So these are the things that sometimes we have to endure. Hindi namin talaga pinagiging presidente ito, but itong talaga ang sinasabi mo, malaki na yung price sa mga pero siguro kasi meron tayong batas na rin sa doing business na alam mo dati. Pag sumapit mo na sa munisipyo ng lisensya application, ibig sabihin yung after 5 years kung wala pang balita sa nila, ibig sabihin upload na yan. Yung but I'm sure malasya lang ko lang yung mga ka-challenge talaga matilis ang mga lisensya nila para maybe we should come out again, reklamo na hindi sa doing business na pagkakta sa atin po. Kailangan umibaya ng gusto para ito mga industrial perspectives kahit asin ito ang mahirapan. Tama sa walang mahirapan na rin sa conversion.
Sir,
conversion dadang ka ba hindi lang sa munisipyo sa Pilipinas.
okay. Sir, I would like to address my next question to Mr. Dr. Cecilio Pedro. Kanina nag-uusap na kasi kami regarding the inflation. If I'm not mistaken, July is 6.4, August is 6.5%, and now, according to Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, is 6.9%. It boils down lahat doon sa usapan namin kanina because of the oil price increase controlled by OPEC or Russia because of the Russian-Ukraine war. So, on our part, on the part of the business community, how do we arrest inflation in our country?
Thank you, Vic. First of all, happy birthday ulit.
Sa Sheena, may birthday. Mamaya.
Paala na kayo, basta may happy birthday ka. Kung sino may birthday,
Yun nasa tabi niya.
happy birthday sa inyo.
Sa Sheena.
You know, yung inflation at this point is going up. Whether it's government's statistics or data or our industry data, it's still going up. Eh, kanya-kanyang data eh. I'm not in a position to criticize the government or to criticize whose data. Kasi wala naman akong alam eh kung anong ginagamit nila. But the fact is, it is going up. Bakit? Number one, yung exchange rate natin going down. Alam ninyo siguro, may mga overseas workers sending their money home. Dati, 50 pesos. Ngayon, tumaas ng 55, 56, 57, 58. Ngayon, 59 na. Diba? So, anong ibig sabihin yan? Lahat ng imported products, tataas. At least by a 10%. At least, ha? Kasi yung imported is, kino-convert niya from dollar to pesos. So, obvious naman yan eh. Hindi mo kailangan i-explain, di ba? Now, gusto mo, walang mic. Kaya ko naman eh. Narinig ko ako, walang mic. Narinig naman eh. Kasi yung boses ko parang loudspeaker eh. Pang basketball, pang radyo daw. Pero anyway, ang challenge sa atin, yung inflation, tumataas. Ang challenge sa atin is to produce more. We have to be efficient to bring the inflation down. Di ba? Tumataas ang presyo ng baboy. Bakit? Dahil kulang ang production ng baboy. Kaya tumataas ang presyo. Tumataas ang presyo ng isda dahil walang isda, nahuhuli. Tumataas ang presyo ng gulay dahil pag ulan, pag may typhoon, walang bumababa, galing Benguet, tataas ang presyo. Pag maraming gulay, napakamurang gulay. I am in the farm industry because I have a farm, okay? I planted so many lettuce, so many other crops, tomato. Pag high season, napakamurang lettuce, 40 pesos, 50 pesos, farm gate, tomato, 80 pesos, napakamura. Di ba? So, it's a function of efficiency of production, demand and supply. Basic yan, tandaan natin. It's a function of demand and supply. Pag maraming supply, bababa ang presyo. Pag konti ang supply, tataas ang presyo. Pinutol nila Russia ang supply ng oil. So, the supply went down. So, the price went up. Hindi mo kailangan na pag-aralan yan, no? Obvious naman eh, di ba? Pag dumami ang supply ng oil, bababa ang presyo. So, paano ibababa natin? Let's produce more. Let's be efficient. Sabi ni Presidente, BBM, na let us go high-tech. Dahil bigyan natin ng technology sa agriculture. Gawin natin may makina. Tayo, mano-mano eh. Carabao pa ang ginagamit natin eh. 100 years ago, we were using Carabao. Today, we're still using Carabao. Everywhere, they're using machineries. We're using Carabao. Tapos yung farmer, sila-sila lang. Kaya nahirapan. Walang mangyayari sa atin, sa agriculture. Eh, Carabao ang ginagamit eh. Eh, yung mga malalaking industry, ang lalaking Carabao, hindi Carabao, makina. 10 times, maybe 100 times more efficient than the Carabao. Anong pag-usapan natin dyan? So tama si BBM, kailangan, let's go high-tech. Technology is the key. You want to bring down inflation? Go high-tech. You want to bring down prices? Go high-tech. But most of all, we like to thank our overseas workers. Napakaraming overseas workers. Nagpapadala ng mga dollars na pinaghirapan nila all over the world. That is helping our economy. By the grace of God, we are surviving because of these overseas workers, these heroes, sending money back to the Philippines to help our countrymen. Over 40 billion na ngayon na dollars. Biro mo, i-convert mo yan sa peso, sa 60 to 1. That's almost 2.5 trillion. Laking pera, no? So, those are the things helping us. So, let's work harder. Let's work PPP, Private Public Partnership. That's the key. Thank you.
Sir, just a follow-up lang, sundot lang, humingi lang ako ng dispensa sa kanya. Doon sa exchange rate, do you think yung central bank ba as temporary solution, kailangan na mag-intervene to arrest the dollar peso exchange rate right now, na ilabas yung dollar reserve natin to temporarily arrest the dollar peso exchange rate?
Peso dollar, very interesting topic.
Hindi, ganun naman talaga eh. Every central bank governor, even before, one of the duties is to defend the peso from sliding too much. Right now, kasi sa Amerika naman, kasi tinataas na ng interest, ang sound of the peso is devaluating it. If you take a look at it, the Japanese yen devaluate more than the Philippine peso. So out of Turkey also devaluate more. So out of so many countries, siguro pang 23 tayo eh, pag nakita mo yung sa devaluation natin. So we are not on top of the list na talaga makikita ng peso. But this is one thing we have to endure kasi tayo magawa, once the US will increase the interest rate, then lahat ng mga deposit na pupunta sa US eh. Pag napunta sa US, siyempre, nalakas ang pera nila. Tapos sa other countries, will suffer the consequence of a weaker currency. By the way, of course, kanina sinabi na birthday pala niya, sa SMNI. I used to host Saturday, I used to host Saturday, kasama kami ni JP, sa bahay ni Juan, I do another things for agriculture every Saturday before. Please give my compliments to Pastor Kiboloy also for giving us that opportunity before. So again, ang isang advocacy ng federations that we really have to spend. Yung sinasabi namin eh. Hindi lang build, kailan spend, kailan makastos. Kaya lang, kasi pag gumastos ka, then the factory has to come up with more products to sell to the consumer. Pero paano tayo magkastos kung wala naman tayong pera, di ba? That's why the government should infuse a lot of liquidity down sa mga financial institutions, mga bangko, mga whatever, para makaroon sila ng pera para makabili sila. Kaya kasi lalo mga tao na yan, ayaw gumastos, mag-vicious cycle eh. Pag ayaw gumastos, siyempre ang factory, walang negosyo. Pag walang negosyo, walang trabaho. Pag walang trabaho, lahat yan, magugutom na yan. So kailangan baka may pera kayo, magkastusan kayo. But nevertheless, we will ask the government to really pan-McDonald ng liquidity. So kahit na paano na yan, they have to give enough financial support, lalo sa mga agricultural sector at sa mga mahirap ng mga Pilipino natin para makaroon sila ng hanap buhay. And this is one thing that the Federation is really supporting, giving enough jobs to our poor Filipino people. Hoping that hindi na sila pupunta sa abroad. On my own personal advocacy, I'm trying to help them to really plan rice at a higher yield para kumita sila ng husto na malaki para hindi na sila pupunta sa abroad. Ang dami ko na na-convert ay mga dating OFW. Pag bumalik sila, nagtatanim sila ng palay because of what we are teaching them. Kapag kumita na sila malaki, dati kung dalang area, ngayon 22 hectares na sila. They are making millions and millions every season sa loob ng 4 na buwan. Kumikita sila ng million na yan. So they are very happy and hopefully this cycle will continue para maitulong natin to as many Filipino farmers as possible. I'm actually requesting to have a one-on-one meeting with the President regarding agriculture, and I'm sure he, being the Secretary of Agriculture, should sit down with lahat ng mga talaga may makatulong sa agriculture sa dito sa itong department nila. And one thing with the President right now, medyo siyempre nakikita natin the first 100 days ni BBM. Marami nangyari dito di ba? May mga nag-resign, may whatever these are what you call ano ba yung tawag na yan? Baka may Mga increase ng during the first few days, first 100 days talaga meron mga ganito. Whether you use the right person or not. But I'm sure after the first 100 days, everything will be back to normal. So again, thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Henry Bondion. Next to ask question, our birthday celebrant, Mishina Torno of SMNI. Happy birthday for masipag birthday na tatrabaho.
Thank you. Sir, as a Filipino committee, a Filipino Choice Committee ng sir, hindi lang kami ng assessment niyo, sir, sa 100 days TV, very special sa ating economy, sir.
Very nice question. May nagtanong din dito, pareho sa tanong niya. Out of 1 to 10, how would you rate the first 100 days of President Bongbong Marcos? Can you rate him from 1 to 10? Highest 10, lowest 1.
Of course, this is my personal fearless forecast about the performance of
Yung past 100 days.
President BBM. Eh, alam mo naman, mahirap maging perfect natin, di ba? So, we'll probably rate him, siguro, around 8.5 naman siguro.
Sir, kay Dr. Cecilia, kasi hindi na may
Dr.
assessment,
Pedro.
sir.
To rate 1 to 10.
Assessment na natin, sir.
Alam niyo po, delikado yun eh. Anong basis ko to rate him, di ba? Kailangan sa rating, dun sa employees namin, meron kami basis eh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I-rate namin, and then that's the time I can come out with a tawag natin, accurate, factual rating. Okay? What I can rate him right now is, he is trying his best. Okay? Kasi wala siyang let me say, he's not an expert here, as president. First time lang eh. Although his father was a president for quite a long time. But at that time, he was still a teenager. Bata pa yan eh. He was more focused on his activity as a teenager, as a young person, more than the government. Okay? Now that you're in government, you have to give him time to learn and hopefully to apply whatever is good for the country. However, I can see already his dedication, hopefully his love for the country to move forward. Yan ang most important sa akin. Galing sa puso eh. Lahat po ng ginagawa natin, galing sa puso. Pag may puso, uunlad tayo. Pag walang puso, walang mangyayari sa atin. Okay? Nakikita ko po sa kanya, may puso para umunlad. He's working. Now, give him more time for him to implement whatever plans he put forward. At saka depende sa mga sa mga cabinet members eh. Talking about yung sinasabi mong exchange rate, it is beyond us. Biro mo, it's the America, they went up their ang tawag niyan, their interest rates went up by 0.75 points. Eh tayo 0.50 points lang. Di siyempre, aalis ang mga tao dito sa Pilipinas, dadali nila yung dollars nila, i-deposit nila sa US. Eh pag umalis ang dollars, demand and supply again, di ba? Pag demand and supply, maraming umalis, they will dispose the pesos, papaksak na naman ang pesos. That's a function of exchange rate. It's demand and supply also. Ang nakakatulong sa akin, as I said, is overseas remittances. Pumapasok ang dollars. May pumapasok, may lumalabas. And yung pumapasok, hopefully, can offset. So, if you want the central bank to come in and intervene, temporary lang yan. Okay? As long as the interest in the US goes higher and higher, our peso will go lower and lower. So, when will that come? Once the interest rate stabilize, then we will see the real peso rate against the dollars. At this point, this is artificial. I will not say it will continue to go down or it will come back. But most likely, once the interest rate stabilizes, then you will see already the real peso exchange rate. At this point, hindi pa. So you ask me, I don't know. It could be higher, it could be lower. Depende kung ano mangyayari in the days and years or months to come to the interest rates and to what is happening in the global community. Itong giyera between Russia and Ukraine, pag huminto yan bukas, babalik ang peso. I don't know how much, pero we will strengthen. Pag sinabi ng Russia, ayaw na namin ang gera, tapos na, we will go back. Okay? By how much? I have no idea. I'm not a prophet. I don't know what will be the future. Pero masasabi ko, it's a function of those many factors. It's very difficult even for the central bank to come out with solution to stop this outflow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next to ask question, Mr. Alan Gatos of GMA DCBB Radio of GMA. Mr. Alan Gatos, welcome.
Hello sir. Based dun sa lahat ng sinasabi niyo, what yung problem natin with the economy are all external factors. Exchange rate, oil, tsaka ito puro external factors lahat yung problema natin. But wala pong pwedeng gawin ang gobyerno to counter these external factors. Sa sinasabi, yung sa agriculture, kailangan mag-import to balance the prices. Pero ang naapektuhan naman yung local supply at ngayon, nakikita natin tumataas yung presyo ng local supply at patuloy pa na tumataas as per the monitoring. At even the Department of Agriculture are saying na talagang tataas ang presyo up to December until next year. So, pag ganito po mga sitwasyon, ano po yung nakikita nyo na malinaw na programa ng gobyerno pagdating sa agrikultura, sa ekonomiya ho natin? Kanina sinasabi nyo, optimistic kayo. Pero ano ho yung nailatag na maayos na programa, nailatag na plano ng administrasyon para na sa ganon ay makounter lahat itong nakikita natin na sitwasyon. Yung pagtatapos ng Ukraine and Russian war, ay hindi ho natin masasabi kung yung patatapos. Yung oil prices, hindi rin natin alam. Kasi OPEC, instead na itaas yung production, binabawasan para mapanatiling mataas yung presyo. Ano nakikita niyo rin?
Thank you, Mr. Alan Gatos.
Salamat Alan regarding ang tanong mo. Sa economy natin, of course, there are many external factors that we have no control over. Pero itong self-sufficiency sa food, lalo sa bigas, ang importante. But this one, we can really, that's why I'm requesting a one-on-one talk with the President regarding itong agriculture na ito, hindi the Secretary of Agriculture. Nakita mo naman ng ilang bansa na yan, talagang sinisikap nila maging self-sufficient sila. Like Indonesia is one of the biggest important rice exporter right now. President Widodo, doing na self-sufficient na rin sila ngayon. And look at other countries in China, way back in the 60s, 70s, talagang bigil-bigil naman tayo sa sa China na yan. Right now, they are self-sufficient. Kaya paano sila nagawa yan? Kasi lahat ko sa teknolohiya na nagawa. This is not, ito naman, walang natabay sa mga compatible na exchange rate or whatever. Ito sa teknolohiya. What I did is, is no rocket science. Itong hindi lang naman ang bansa na naging substitution sila. Dahil sa teknolohiya, ano ang pinakamalaking na teknolohiya dito is that yung halimbawa sa isang hektarya ng lupa natin. Kung dati, kung tapo ko nila, ako na ito nila kung makahabasan ng 15 tonelada, 20 na tonelada, may malaking bagay na yun. Yung sabi niya, hungry stomach knows no law. Diba? Mga lahat pwede matakimas ang presyo, pero pagkain hindi pwede. And also in China, pinuno ng China, alam nila, ang sinabi nila, pag meron pagkain sa kamay mo, your heart will not will not panic. Kasi sa laki na ng population niya, may kulang ang pagkain sa mga tao. Kasi delikado ang situation mo. This is one thing. alam mo naman, I really promoter of agriculture in the Philippines. Kung hybrid sa halimbawa, kung you are doing around ordinarily, mga 45 times per hectare ko, iba mo na 10 na, 15 times na kaya ang ginagawa ko, yun yung masagana 200 panggit natin sa Presidente, which is yung masagana 200. Sabi ko, during the time of your fathers, yung masagana 99 is 99 capacity, kasi wala na yung 99 capacity, 200 or more, yung magkakabigyan na natin. So this one thing we would like to so right now you can see that almost around almost 1 million hectares out of 4.5 million hectares planted to hybrid.
Yan, microphone.
Malibagan na yun, mga 25%. But nevertheless, we produce the most number para ever in we saw the Philippine agriculture is last year we produced almost 20 million more hectares. We only used to produce 80 million hectares. Ngayon, if we can produce about 22.5 million hectares, we are self-sufficient and we may even export our country. So, paano maging 22.5? Kailangan nabakit ang competitors sa atin.
Anong sagot ni Pangulong Bongbong daw? Anong sabi niya sa kanya?
Hindi, sa ngayon, mag-usap pa rin kami. Kasi ngayon,
Anong plano daw niya
sa kalibot ni Presidente, yung mga ayaw ko mag-comment na kasi may mga ibang mga culture sa medyo may edad na yan, medyo may na yan, hindi nila alam na bagong teknolohiya. Kaya I think we should try to invest upon the government at meron tayong talagang bagong teknolohiya na produce.
Sorry, may follow-up question dito na related sa tanong ni Alan Gatos tsaka sa sinabi nilang dalawa. May na-mention bang plano kasi nasa New York siya? Sabi ni Pangulong Marcos, plano niya nakikipag-negotiate daw siya with Russia for oil. Is that one way to take advantage of the yung parang friendship natin with all countries? Tapos oil, tapos may na-mention ba nuclear power? Are there new ideas daw na to respond to this energy crisis of the world? Mayroon bang pinag-usapan kayo?
Alam mo, di ba ibang teknolohiya? Alam niya na, nakikita niya maganda ito. Like itong nuclear power na ito. Kasi Samsung came out with a small nuclear power plant. Mabilis lang kung kayo sana. Kaya lang, yung na-request siya ng lahat ng gusto. Yung pala, we will take 5 to 6 years pa rin para kayo sa nuclear power.
Sabi na sa inyo.
Kaya, by that time, tapos ang lahat ng term na pero I don't know, we will continue on that or not. But these are the things that are investing na environmental and we will take 1 to 6 years na sinabi niya. Sana, if we can cut short, the installation of the power plant, mamalit lang yun.
Baka may other ideas pa ang gobyerno to respond to this external crisis. Ano nakikita niyo na ginagawa ng gobyerno?
Before that, kasi ang isang cheap energy source. Kasi hindi lang geothermal, hindi yung mga damo yan, mga using water, electricity. Kaya lang, in order to make it done, ano pa rin it will take you 6 years and forever to finish one dam. Every president, by the time that he started, pagkatapos na nakarami, wala na siya sa hindi katulad si dating President Marcos, kasi long term yan, yung magat sa pagkabangan. Saka it was built in record time during kaya that really brings in a lot of electricity for region 2 and 3, from Cagayan hanggang sa Vera, by siya hanggang ngayon, yung pa rin ang price ka na rin ng Pilipinas. Dahil sa all of them are oriented sa electricity sa area.
Thank you. Ang tanong ulit ni Alan Gatos, anong nakikita niyong plano o gusto gawin ni Pangulong
Let me add, Wilson, let me add, okay? There are two sectors, the private sector and the public sector, or the government sector. As far as rice is concerned, efficiency is the name of the game. Efficiency in rice production is also a function of fertilizer. Pag wala kayong fertilizer, pag mahal ang fertilizer, ang mga farmers hindi magtatanim dahil lugi. Yung pambili nila ng fertilizer, kulang. Kasi yung presyo ng bigas mababa. Okay, so sabi ng mga farmers na naririnig ko, bebenta na lang sila ng fertilizer kung subsidized by the government. What the government can do is subsidize. Pero ang problema, pag nakuha ng farmers, dahil maganda yung presyo, ibibenta ko na lang kaysa itatanim ko na lang. Dahil ang presyo ng bigas mababa. So it's a partnership. Kailangan government will have to work together with the private sector, with the farmers for agriculture, to see how we can move forward. It's not as simple as that. Okay? And for the economy to move forward, efficiency is the name of the game. Kailangan we have to produce more. Ang produce more naman, nasaan yung market? Nasaan yung market? Yung mga gulay, tambak doon sa Benguet, walang bumibili. Tinatapon nila dahil walang transport. Ayun pa isang problema, di ba? Kapag peak season, harvest nila, pumunta ako sa Benguet, binibigay yung, sabi ko, pabili nga ng repolyo. Sabi na, bibili ka, ang dami namin sa truck ko, sa'yo na lang, ilan ang gusto mo, ilang kilo kukunin mo, sa'yo na yan. Dahil ang dami, hindi naman maibaba. Ang dami ko naman.
What do you see now? What do you see the government doing now to respond to this
You have
external?
to sit down and, as I said, address, ano ba concern natin? Is it bigas? Is it gulay? Is it baboy? Is it chicken? Ano ba ang unang priority ng government? May mga set of priorities, di ba? Kung bigas ang priority, if you invite our president, Mr. Lim Bundyong, si Henry, he can contribute some ideas how to produce more. But you have to subsidize the fertilizer. You have to make sure that there is enough water. May irrigation and the roads. Kailangan yan to bring the goods to where the market is. And the biggest market in the Philippines is Metro Manila. From Benguet to Metro Manila, layo. Kalsada nila sa Benguet, ang sama. Matraffic pa. Instead of 2 biyahe sa isang araw, isa lang ang nakagawa nila. And the cost goes up. And transport cost is also very expensive because of the oil.
Thank you.
Because of diesel, di ba? There's so many things we can do. But the name of the game is efficiency. How do we bring those production to the market? And the more there is in the market, the prices will stabilize and hopefully come down a little. Walang demand and supply, walang paraan dyan, walang lusot dyan. Sa energy, sabi ng Presidente, sabi ni 5 to 6 years, kasi yung study of nuclear energy will take 3 years and then you have to pass Congress pa. By the time it's finished, 7 years na, wala na siya rito and he's not there to push if in case you go nuclear. Diba? So, temporaries, minention ko kanina. Why don't we ask all the local companies to use their generator? Sabi ng generator, nawala sa akin yung kanina. Thank you, Abi. Ngayon, ang dumating na kailangan gamitin natin. Lahat naman kami may generator Ay di gamitin nyo yung generator, di bababa yung demand. Di lahat tayo makikinabang. Di ba? Sa energy, peak season, dapat lumabas ang Meralco. Ito, peak season, gumamit kayo ng generator. May generator naman, gastos mo lang dyan, konting konting diesel. Di nakakatulong yan. Immediate attention yan Kasi ang kulang natin, immediate Hindi 6 months or 1 year from now, it's today. And then, with the coming 6 months, hopefully, let's assist the PPP program to come out with generating power sa different areas. Ang sabi ni Presidente, ang pinakamalaking kulang sa Visayas. Number 1 na walang kulang is Luzon, and then Mindanao, and then the last is Visayas. So who will go to Visayas to invest kung kulang ang energy? Gusto ko naman ng mga malalaking government, they want big business to come in. Big business entails big supply of energy, of electricity. Pag wala kang electricity, they will not come in. Excited ako sa pasensya na kayo.
Thank you, Dr. Pedro. Nasagot ba yung tanong niyo, Mr. Alan Gantos, kung may follow-up question? Mr. Alan Gantos? Okay na. Okay. Ay, may tanong si ABS-CBN. Andali, with request sana, we can make the answers a little short now kasi maraming tanong tayo dito. From Ms. Wena Cos of ABS-CBN. Ms. Wena Cos.
Hello po, magandang umaga po.
Yes, morning.
This question po is for Dr. Cecilio. Follow up po lang po dun sa inflation question. Medyo lapit lang natin sa bituka ng mga Pilipino. Dahil nga
Yes.
pataas ng pataas yung inflation, ano po yung nakikita nating epekto nito sa mga local businesses, sa presyo ng local goods, at saka yung magiging epekto nito sa behavior ng ating consumers, lalo ngayon na paparating na ang Pasko.
Thank you, Ms. Buena Cos of
Thank you,
AFP.
Buena. Alam niyo ako, nasa toothpaste industry, happy. Ang toothpaste happy ay local. Buy Pinoy. Buy products that are produced locally in the Philippines. Dahil mas mura yan kaysa imported. Kasi yung imported, they have to use dollars to import, di ba? Although we also use dollars to import raw materials, mababa eh. Yung mga abort natin, yung mga finished products na imported, yung buong buo, binabayaran ng dollars. Ayan, pagdating dito, because the exchange rate went up by 20%, tataas ang presyo. Di ba? Di ba kailangan pag-isipan yan eh. So, you consume local. Hanapin mo yung mga local products. So, of course, the local products will have to meet the standards. May standards yan eh. You have to compete. So, my request is for local companies to, at this point in time, to upgrade their quality, to make sure that their quality is as good. Yung quality ng Happy toothpaste is as good as any toothpaste in the world. That one I can assure you. We employ the best technology, the best equipment, so we can compete and we can be as good as anyone. In fact, we're better with Gumtech because we added additional ingredients to make sure that your gums are protected. Pero marketing na yan eh, so hindi ko na pag-usapan yan. The key here, efficiency by local.
So support local manufacturing. Dr. Lim, nasagot niya about inflation. What can private sector and the government do to help inflation? Maganda sinabi niya, no? Local.
Maganda sinabi niya, no, Mr. Silvio Pedro. Kasi negosyo niya, toothpaste, di ba? I'm sure kahit na nasa 100 ang exchange rate natin, toothpaste niya ang presyo, ganun pa rin. Hindi tataas.
What about your notebooks and paper? Are you competing with imported also?
Kasi isang pinamalaga, ang ingredients ng toothpaste, kaya lang yung particular, tapos alam ng clothing for the rest of it. Kaya okay rin po, kasi sa shield nila, sa ibang ibang mga manufacturing like paper or whatever.
How is the industry?
Paper cost now is going up really. Already going up by more than 30% already in other countries. Kasi ano ng mga papel ngayon dito is that also maraming galing environmental issues. Maraming paper na sa araw, maraming paper na sa China. Pinapasara because ito na din yung environmental issue. Saka sobrang demand din kaya tumataas ang gusto. So, ito ang isa what we are facing. And since it's very difficult to put up paper mills in the Philippines kasi ang paper mill, kailangan malaking ang kailangan ng kuryente. So, yung mga dryer na yan, talagang kaya mataas ang cost ng kuryente natin. Kaya it's not feasible to put up paper mill dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya wala kami magawa. We are at the mercy of the imported mga paper mill na yan.
Dr. Lim, may nagtanong dito, magaling daw ang Federation Economic Forecast early this year. Nung malabo pa ang pandemic sa buong mundo, magulo pa ang mundo noon, how come daw malakas ang loob ng Federation? You came out with the Economic Growth Forecast 2022, 6.5 to 7.5. At that time, may mga ibang tao sa private sector criticize even you na mas mataas ka pa daw sa government forecast for 2022. Now that we are in October, all the economic forecasts had come close to your bullish. At that time, you were so bullish, 6.5 to 7.5, when even the government was lower. What made you feel bullish and are you still bullish now? Tanong ng ibang media. Paano niyo nakuha yung 6.5 to 7.5 na you were higher than even government economic forecast noon? Now you are on, bullseye na kayo doon. Your comment, ho?
Thank you. Also, during that time was questioned by a lot of media and by
Other business people,
and some critics also. Every paano nangyayari kung
basis,
forecast mo na 6.5 to 7.5%. Ano ba ang basis mo? Sabi ko, I think being the head of the Federation of Filipino Science and Mathematics, We have 170 different business organizations under your umbrella. I feel the pulse of each businesses in the federation. During that time, when I was talking to them, di ba, yung mga iba talagang bully sila, whatever. One thing that led me to that kind of prediction of 6.5%. Kasi during the pandemic talaga talagang baksak ang ekonomiya natin. But once the pandemic start to be lifted na yan, nakikita ko mga ibang mga members namin. Happy sila, lalo yung mga sa retail industries. Alam mo yung dating retail industries, sabi sa akin, baka dati, pre-pandemic, ang benta nila, kung for example, nakabenta sila ng sapatos sa 50 pesos subscription one day, naka 70 to 80 pesos subscription. Yung mga gamit kung dati 100 pesos sa pala, pero ngayon may 200 pesos. So, bakit? Sabi sa akin, siguro sa tagal ng pandemic, tagal na hindi sila nakalabas. Kaya biglang nakalabas sila, nakikita sila. May mga bago-bago design ng mga sapatos, bago design ng mga kamiseta, mga dress, mga whatever sila. Ito pa rin, because of the pandemic, puro nasa bahay sila, tumaba sila, hindi kasi mga dating nila.
So now you are still bullish?
Kaya pinabubili sila ng Ako rin, nangyari ito sa akin kasi at that time sa pandemic, hindi ko mabaho Kaya hindi kasi mga lang ganito, kaya ako nag-auto mas expensive ako ng ganito. Kasi ako tatlo na binili ko, 5 ako dito, parang 6 na binili ko, galit. Kaya ito yung nangyari, nakikita natin. And I'm happy that ito naman ang prediction natin na 6.5%. Naging happy din ako.
Is now everybody's, lahat. May tanong dito from Euro TV, sorry, makaabot lang. Miss Vanessa Cleofas of Euro TV would like to ask her question.
Good afternoon po, sir. Yung question ko lang po is, malaki pa po ba yung nagiging epekto ng COVID-19 sa bansa pagdating sa recovery ng ating bansa, especially on the side of the business sectors?
Good question to both of you. Anong lingering effects pa? Mayroon pa ba? Or wala? Dr. Cecilia Pedro, BP, FFCCCII. Effect ng pandemic up to now, kamusta?
Yung, alam mo yung pandemic, yung COVID-19, is a virus. Okay? Yung virus, pag may sipon kayo, virus din yan. Di ba? Ang tagal na yung sipon yung virus ng sipon, ang tagal na. We have been living with the virus of sipon for our entire life. Why can't we live with the virus of COVID? Kailangan lang, we have to overcome this mental block dito sa atin. Itong virus na ito is stopping us from moving forward. Huwag naman sana. Diba? Singapore is fully open. Anybody can go in. There's still a virus. Diba? Indonesia is open. Malaysia is open. Everybody is opening up.
Even Hong Kong.
Why? Ano ba pinag-usapan natin? Pag may sipon ka ba, isasara mo ba yung Pilipinas? Hindi naman eh. Diba? Now, we have to live with the virus. May precaution, fine. Kung takot kayo sa sipon, mag-face mask kayo, okay naman eh. Kung may talagang grabe na, kumain kayo ng medicine, may medicine naman eh. But we have to move forward. Don't let the COVID-19, supposedly a virus, to affect all of us. Alam na natin yan. Hindi po hindi po nakakasama yan. I don't have the right word. It should not stop us from moving forward. That's what I'm saying. The virus will be there. Whether you like it or not, you live it with the virus. You have to live with the virus. Ever since, from the beginning, I was telling everybody, we have to survive this virus. You mean to say na may virus sa sipon? Hindi na tayo magtatrabaho? Wala, hindi naman pwede. Treat it as a sipon virus. Okay? And then, let's move forward. If you want to take precaution, I have no objection. Okay, if you want to take vaccine, I have no objection. But if you say we will stop again not moving forward because of the virus, I will say no. Let's move forward. Let's get on top of the virus. Hayaan mo na yan. And then, let us help this economy and help the Filipinos. Ang daming nahihirapan dyan sa labas, Ang daming nawawala ng trabaho dahil sa virus na ito. Let's overcome this problem. And then, let's move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question and for the answer about pandemic. May follow-up question ba, Ms. Vanessa Cleofas? Okay ka na dyan? Another question now. Do you see the impact of pandemic recovery and tourism, Dr. Cecilia Pedro? Tourism is a key sector of Philippine economy.
Sinabi ko na yan, that let us overcome, okay? Buksan na natin yung tourism because tourism is a major industry. Pag pumunta kayo sa Boracay dati, punong-puno. Ngayon, pag pumunta ka sa Boracay, walang tao. Okay? Sa El Nido, ganun din. Punong-puno dati. Ngayon, just a handful. Konti lang. Yung a friend of mine just came back from El Nido. Sabi na, sarap sa El Nido. Sabi, bakit? Walang tao. Kayo lang. Solo ninyo yung mga beach. So, let's open up. Kailangan natin yun eh. Marami po nagtatrabaho diyan sa tourism. Maraming service provider. Pag nawala yung tourism, malaking bagay yun para sa kanila. Walang trabaho. So, let's open up tourism. Let's take precaution, fine. Let's require them to wear mask, fine. Let's put up a medical facility there to help them if in case they contacted COVID. But let's move on.
Thank you.
Magandang hapon po. Edbon Samaniego, Pangilinan po ng Atbp Pilipinas. Recently, umattend po ako nung Pamana Transport Service and Multipurpose Cooperative sa lalawigan po ng Villa Laguna, 2-3 days ago. At ang main concern nila po ay yung number 1, yung rice, vegetables, o gulay, saka yung transport, according sa kanila, ito nag-guest din po si DOTR Secretary Jaime Bautista during the kung paano susolusyonan yung transport ng mga cooperatives, Pero ang main nila yung suportado nila yung rice sa adhikain po ni Presidente Bongbong Marcos na pwede nilang ibaba, Pwede raw po daw ibaba sa 20 pesos ang bigas. Provided, ang problema po yan yung yung traders. Ano po ba mako-comment nyo rito at tumataas ang presyo po ng ng bigas. Saka yung gulay, ganun din po at yung sa transport.
Thank you. Dito sa expert sa rice industry, si Dr. Henry Limonyo.
By the way, mamaya meron pa kayo
may regalong rice sa lahat ng tao dito sa Pandesal Forum from Dr. Henry Limonyo.
Opo, kasi direktang ibebenta lang po sa partners para mababa yung presyo.
Kaya gusto ko idala mga magsasaka ng cooperative. Makuha naman siya kaya may BBM. Kasi itong bulto itong 20 pesos na bigas na ito, kaya natin siguro ipara natin kasi kailan natin tulong-tulong naman dito. I talked with some farmers who are willing naman sila. Kasi ngayon presyo na presyo na itong fertilizer tumasa ka masyado. Dati mga 800 ngayon, 3,000 na yan.
800 noon, 3,000 pesos ngayon. Gano'n ka dami nagwaw?
We did around 8 bucks of fertilizers.
Anong sinabi ni Pangulong Marcos sa inyo, sa meeting ninyo sa Malacanang about rice and agriculture? Anong reforma niya? Anong plano niya?
Kasi sa daming mga namin, hindi pa siya ng percentage sa agriculture. That's why I want to do it. I'm going to sit down with him one-on-one. Hindi kami talaga agricultura. Tulad ng mga nagsasaka, sinabi ko na sa kanila. Willing na ba kayo kung talagang suporta kayo sa puli ng fertilizer, for example? Ito ang subsidy na sa fertilizer, 6,600 pesos bawat hektarya.
The former secretary also of President Duterte before, sabi nila na we need to ratify in the Senate yung RCEP na free trade kasi sabi nga ni Dr. Pedro, we have to increase and improve the quality of our product to be export quality. Pinag-usapan ba yung RCEP na yan, yung treaty na the largest free trade agreement in the world, na almost all countries in East Asia, Japan, Korea, China, Australia are part of, but it's 10 countries of ASEAN. We have not yet ratified it. Our neighbors already ratified it now, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand.
Alam mo, itong RCEP na ito, two-bladed ito eh, di ba? And good things will happen, also bad things will happen. Kaya lang, as an entrepreneur, ang ratified asset na yan, maging malaki na ng mga competition sa mga mga competition. Competition pa, mga Asian neighbors and all this. Kasi siyempre, pare-pare naman tayo. Pero ako, bilang isang entrepreneur, palagi nga ang motto ko is a good entrepreneur, no? Should not take risk. One of the biggest risks of a good entrepreneur is taking risk. One of the biggest risks of entrepreneur is taking risk. Kaya you have to take risk. In fact, in our company, with competition for the fast competition, enhance us more further. Kaya ito, ganun naman talaga. Makakasip naman nila yung notified na. Sigurado, like lang competition. Sa akin hindi sa Sino Pedro, kasi sa Sino Pedro,
Siyang kalaban ng imported, no? Not too much. Meron din, pero mas lisikat compared to your mas mahal.
RCEP, the intention of free trade is good for people, for nations that are heavily reliant on exports like China. Okay? Ang Pilipinas, baliktad, we are heavily reliant on imports. Ilan lang ang exports natin, kukunti lang. Yun ang lamang ng ibang bayan o ibang countries against the Philippines. Kaya gusto nila, malaki po yung market natin, over 100 million. And yet we're not exporting. Yung export natin is people, tao ang in-export natin. So, yun ang talo natin. So, pagkaralan natin, I'm not against free trade. I'm all for free trade and we can compete. Pero pagkaralan natin, saan areas where we want to be protected? You know, Japan is involved in free trade, but you try to export the rice to Japan, they have so much barriers. Diba? They protect their farmers. Sabi ni Presidente natin, you export hybrid rice, gusto niya 200% tax. Bakit? Pinaprotect nila yung local farmers eh. Japan they're so progressive and yet they protect their farmers. Tayo, ang ginagawa natin? Walang protection, di ba? O bahala ka sa buhay mo. Pero at least yung rice natin, liberalize importation, may tax na ngayon sa rice. Dati wala, puro smuggling eh. Pagdating ng rice dito, mas mababa. Kaya yung mga rice farmers, kawawa, they cannot sell it at a higher price. They have to compete with the imported rice. Doon tayo naluloko. Okay? So, RCEP, are you in favor? Yes, I'm in favor of free trade, pero with certain provisions. Ano ang areas where we need protection, we have to protect. Yung mga areas where we can compete, yan mo, i-open natin. So we can compete, di ba? So, yun lang ang labanan eh. Per yung kanyang-kanyang interest. Let's look at the interest of the Philippines first and foremost before anything. Di ba? Hindi basta-basta ibubukas natin ang ekonomiya, tayo rin mahihirapan. Huwag naman. Thank you.
Yes. May question dito pahabol. Yes. Mag-i-mention full name ulit.
Referee ko po ng DWDD Radio at non-break balita website online.
Yes.
Sir, my question is addressed to Cecilio Pedro, Vice President. Sir, regarding po doon sa nabanggit ko kanina na napakahirap talagang kumuha ng business permit dahil sa dami ng mga proseso nito. Lalo na po doon sa mga MSME natin na maliliit na negosyo. Ano po? Sir, meron po ba kayong suggestion sa gobyerno para dito?
Sinuggest ko ito kay Presidente. No? Pumunta ako sa Indonesia, sinabi ko ito. No? Meron silang ministro, parang leader president. They set up a war room. Lahat ng department, lahat ng mga nag-i-issue ng permit is represented in that war room. So pag i-invest ka sa akin, ibibigay ko lang sa kanya, ito, priority. Within so many days, you have to come out with a permit. Because that is required for this guy to invest. Diba? So may fire department, may BIR, may kung ano-ano, environment, DNR, ang dami. Sinubukan ko pumasok dyan sa gas production of, ano tawag yan, gas, electricity using gas. Sabi ang requirement, 41 permits. Sabi ko, hayaan mo na. Invest ako tapos required ka ng 41 and one of them na hindi refuse to give you a permit, sarado ka. Every year lalapit ka sa 41 permits, hindi nagbali. Yan ang kahirapan eh. So you have to be very big the forcing this local permit issuing LGU to stand up. Kailangan tulungan natin yung mga investors para magkaroon ng trabaho Kami-kami lang, hindi namin kaya yun. Diba? Government should come in and help. Kaya PPP ang sinasabi ko, PPP. We have to help each other. Ano ba gusto nyo? Trabaho para sa bayan? Tao natin yan And then when they make, when they have jobs, they pay taxes Diba? Napakikinabang ang bayan Ba't natin pinapahirapan ng mga investors? Yun ang ayaw ko.
Sir, ibig sabihin niyo, sir, na kailangan iksiyan na lang o bawasan yung mga requirements.
Yeah, under the new law, within 10 days, pag hindi mo na bigyan ng pansin, automatic approval na yan automatic, kailangan pa rin ng signature
Thank you very much.
Hindi naman pwedeng automatic, tatakbo ka na, walang signature
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Nandito lang may isang regalo lang tayo dito sa birthday celebrant. Nandiyan sa si Mishina Torno. May regalo si Dr. Lim at Dr. Pedro for you, special pansit cake. Saan si Mishina Torno? Punta ka dito. Happy birthday. Special, halika dito kayo. Mishina Torno, regalo ni Dr. Lim. Halika, birthday niya ngayong araw. Halika, lapit ka lang dito. Halika. Mishina Torno, dito tayo sa unahan. Ito,
may belated daw. Sino belated?
Ito, ano siya, pansit. Halika, pansit cake siya unique. Halika, dito tayo sa harap. Baka mahiya. Hindi siya tulon. Lumpiang Shanghai siya, surrounding pansit. Ginawa to during the pandemic para hindi ma-board yung mga tao na kulong. Dito ka sa harap. Dito.
Kantahan natin. Happy birthday to you.
Dito ka sa harap.
Happy birthday to you.
Walang mas.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Blow cake daw. Okay na. One picture dito. Dito tayo sa harap Dito tayo sa harap ni Dr. Lim and Cecilia Pedro. Di ba? Yeah. Picture tayo. Pwede mo lang mas daw kasi gusto makita ng photographer daw. Ang smile ninyo. Ang smile mo. Happy birthday. Baka pwede hawak niya. Ayun, bigas din. Baka pwede hawak yung pansit cake. Okay lang. May bigas daw, may bigas. Yan rice, yan hawak ko na. Yan, picture.
Okay lang yun, sir. Okay lang.
Yan, picture. Yung bigas daw, kung pwede.
Andito, sir.
Ayan na, isa pang bigas. Itabi ko na natin yung pansit cake. Yan.
Hindi, ano ko itong pinapilitan?
Yan. Nag-aabot si Dr. Lim to you your rice. Lapit ka lang konti. Iabot daw ni Dr. Henry Lim po
Parang
yan.
nanalo dito, sir.
Oo nga, birthday. Doña Maria Rice, named after Dr. Lim's mother from SM Abitin. Lahat kayo may bigas, kahit na walang birthday. Lahat tayo. And then we will have lunch. Closing statement na ngayon, we'd like to ask si Dr. Cecilia Pedro muna, then Dr. Henry Lim Polyong. Maybe for your opening closing statement, you can tell the people why we are optimistic despite all the problems of the world, and what are your hopes for the Philippine economy? Closing statement, Dr. Cecilia Pedro, BP FFCCCII.
Thank you, Wilson. Closing statement ay pinakamahirap kasi we are facing challenges. In my talks in many areas, sinasabi ko sa mga taong bayan, maghanda tayo, okay? Let's work hard, let's make ourselves efficient, and let's save. Sabi ni, let's spend. Pag wala kang pera, huwag ka mag-spend. Pag marami ang pera mo, you go and spend. Di ba? Pag kulang ang pera mo, ingatan nyo yung pera nyo. Di ba? Dahil we're facing some challenges ahead of us. Napakalaking challenges dahil itong giyera sa Russia and Ukraine, walang katapusan as of now. Okay? So, hopefully, tomorrow they will come out with a solution. Then, that's the time we can be optimistic. For the time being, let's be prepared. Okay, handa tayo. Wala namang lugi dyan naghahanda. Pag hindi, Boy Scouts ba yan, laging handa. Pag laging handa, kahit anong kahirapan, kaya natin yan. Kaya natin yan. Pag walang handa, kayo ang may problema. Okay? I'm very bullish about the Philippines dahil po kami Pilipino. Kami ay Filipino-Chinese. Okay? But Pilipino kami. I was born in this country and I intend to die in this country. I want to make this country a better place to live in, just like every one of you. We have to make this country better in the years to come so that our children, yung mga anak nyo, yung mga apo nyo, will have a better time here in the Philippines. Thank you.
You have a short message ba for President Bongbong Marcos, whom you met for 2 hours with Dr. Lim in Malacanang? Maybe a short message, then Dr. Lim na. Sige, Dr. Lim na lang. Dr. Henry Lim Ponyong, President FFCCCII, your closing statement about Philippine economic prospects and about President Bongbong Marcos' economic management of the country. Your hopes and
Alam mo naman nakatulad kay Cecilio Pedro, I was born here, dito natin kaya lang, dito tayo nag-aral, di ba? Ako napunta ko sa Letran, sa UP siya, napunta sa Mangkok, sa Ateneo, so we are all, basically Filipinos, mga Filipinos, Filipinos sa Sangkatan. Kaya gusto natin, nandito naman talaga. So what we would like to see is that this country should be forward. After the Filipino Science Chamber of Commerce, we are happy that at least we used to be able to younger generation. Coronated na kami, what's the 70s na kami, we are trying to also promote kapanta namin dito para take also the charges of the generation. Pero tayo na paano, nandito naman namin ang advocacy natin dito. And we will continue advocacy sa federation, not only on sa mga negosyo sa disasters or whatever. Kaya sinasabi namin, baka kami disaster or whatever. Pag yung party habang pang nandito pa, hindi pa kami malabas. Kaya yung mga tao natin, basta sa mga bayan natin. Tapos ang mga volunteer fabricate namin, minsan, paano mas maaga pa natin ang mga namin sa volunteer namin. So, what we are doing is really trying to see the real society. The federation continues its mandate. Salamat sa support ng kayo sa mga federation. Katulad dito sa ating ni Wilson, ginawa namin ang chairman ng hindi ako dito magaluto magaling moderator sa resasyon na bawat isang forum ng federation dito meron kayong libreng pandesal, meron libreng bigas. Next time, libreng kayong mga...
next time, happy toothpaste pala. We should get, hindi lang ordinary toothpaste yun, may gum tech pa. Or gums.
Yun ang parang senso lang yun, yung pinagkamagin ng toothpaste. So, thank you again for raising this pandesal forum. Thank you again for giving the federation a chance to face all of you. And we hope Filipinos are very resilient. Kaya natin i-overcome ng pandemic na ito. Kaya natin overcome itong negosyo natin.
So you are still optimistic with the economy now that it's opening up? You are hopeful?
Wala tayong pangalan kaya hopeful tayo.
And see President Bongbong Marcos, now people asking, after 2 hours of meeting with him, you are more hopeful that he is, sabi nga ni Dr. Cecilio Pedro, very passionate siya to recover the growth.
Actually, after our meeting with him, I really find him something. He's really a good listener. We are really happy that siya pang nagpapesa sa Facebook at sa Instagram. Regarding meeting ng Federation. It's more marami talaga ng pick up ng regarding the meeting namin. Yes, hopefully this will not be the last meeting of the President. Hopefully I'll try to see you guys in maybe one-on-one the President regarding agriculture. Baka meron na kami meeting na yan. There's actually
You'll update the media.
we will update the media. Thank you again, Mr. President.
Thank you again. Thank you again, Dr. Henry Gimbonyong, President, Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Inc. Also, Dr. Cecilio Pedro, Vice President, FFCCCII. We have a tradition here. You have to have a picture with the pandesal for the media, and then later on we'll have rice also. Picture tayo. Nakatayo or nakaupo lang? Nakatayo lang. Nakatayo daw tayo. Dr. Henry Gimbonyong.
Pandesal na ito, ngunit masarap ang pandesal. The best pandesal ever. Yun ang bigas na ito. The best tasting rice na magiging ito. Kaya, isang kailan the best na good taste na.
Yes, next time good taste. So we will serve lunch today, and all the rice that we will be eating from the rice of Dr. Henry Gimbonyong. Special arrangement yan for today's lunch. Mag-lunch tayo lahat. Thank you very much to everyone. Thank you.